I got to a point where I just didn't want to deal with situations anymore. I felt it just was stressful. We never thought that I would fall ill at any time.
I don't want to come home.
Right.
Or
I got
I'm a cheat.
I used to have high standards for myself that I didn't even meet. And I used to put that off on you and the kids. That's what my expectation was. And when my expectation wasn't fulfilled and it didn't go that way, I was pretty Did you have any expectations of our marriage before getting married?
Yeah, I did. That it was going to be blissful. It was going to be wonderful. It was just going to be beautiful. We were just going to have sex all the time. And no problem, no issues. Just living it up. Just best friends, having fun and doing everything. I don't know. Just having fun.
Right.
I didn't think that I would have to read a book before getting married. I would have to study and look things up. I would just consider your feelings. Think about the kids. Think about finances. Thinking about... I thought, too, if I didn't cheat, nothing could go wrong.
Right.
That was my thing. If I didn't cheat on you, nothing would go wrong in my marriage.
So you thought cheating was just the only thing
cheating was the only thing that gives you problems.
Make it,
right.
Okay.
Cheating was the only thing. If you ain't cheat, you good.
Right. My expectations was more so for our family dynamic. Like you coming with a child, I'm coming with 2 children, just thinking that was just going to be perfect. Like I thought that, our situation with that would just turn out wonderful, like a fairy tale type of everybody getting together, everybody on the same page, everybody can just be good. Right. That's what my expectation was. And when my expectation wasn't fulfilled and it didn't go that way, I was pretty disappointed.
Like, God darn it, this is terrible.
I was pretty disappointed.
Like, this is trash. He trash, this trash.
You said
He's like, hey, he trash? He really trash? Like, yeah, he trash.
You are silly.
It's like, I was thinking he was going to be here. He only peaked here. It's like, wow.
Right. So the
He's ain't get fat. So, I mean, like, got one thing going.
I got fat a couple of times. I was fat like twice.
You fell in. You're throwing off your expectations on somebody else.
Right. I think that the expectations of something going good and you're putting your best foot forward.
Right.
On and then like people around you or people that's not even in the marriage is a part of why it's not going well. That's just like what you said, like the defeating part of it. It's just like this outside people was running our household. Like, how can this be? Right. And like you said, I got to a point where I just didn't want to deal with situations anymore. I felt it just was stressful dealing with things that really didn't have anything. Like, it wasn't us together. It wasn't our issues. It was outside people issues that was bringing to our house that we had to now address, or it affected our household in some type of way because of somebody outside of our household. So protect your household at all costs. For real, this is just for real, because you should not have the high expectation, though. You should not have like everything is going to go well, especially in the blended family, because you don't know. You cannot predict your children. You cannot predict your stepchildren. You cannot predict the other parents. You cannot predict the grandparents. All of these people who are involved, you can't predict anything. You have to be realistic and know that something is going to arise and that you don't take it out on your spouse. Because I didn't want to be a stepmom. I told you from the beginning, I just didn't, because I already seen situations and I just didn't want baby mama, baby daddy drama. Again, I came in wanting to have something where everybody could get along. You get what I'm saying? So, you know how we all are. We strong. We can do this. Oh, I'm so in love. I wanted to try it anyway. And okay, but you still got to be realistic that it may not go right.
Exactly.
So, and then not get mad at your spouse that it's not going right. You chose to get on this journey. Don't now take it out on, I can't now take it out on you. Like, none of this is going right. It's your fault.
Right. Putting expectation out on your spouse. And nobody should do that. The only expectation you should have are the things that you need to meet. I need to get better than I was last year. Almost like an athlete. Like, I'm not settled with just winning a championship this year. I want to win one next year. I want to be the best husband next year than I was last year. That's the expectation people need to hear. Not putting our expectations on the other person. Like, you need to meet this, meet this, meet this. And then they don't meet it. I'm mad at you. I married the wrong person. But what expectations do you have for yourself? Like, I think I'm good. Nobody is good. Nobody is just good in a marriage and just leave it at that. Mm-hmm. No, we have expectations we need to hit.
Okay.
Other husbands, other wives, what are your expectations for this year for y'all marriage? Mm-hmm. What are you going to get better? Are you going to get better at communication? Are you going to read more books about your marriage? Or are you going to just tell the truth and be open and honest with your spouse? Are you going to get your health in order? Are you going to get your body in order? Or you get your mind in order? And, everything counts with expectations on yourself. But I know some people can. If you don't meet them, now you're beating yourself up. Right. I'm a terrible person. I didn't meet Nah, your spouse has to deal with that. Yeah. You beating yourself up like, I hate myself. I'm horrible. It's like, bro, we could do like, if last year didn't work, it's a new year. Right. It's a new day. Yes. Let's try to hit that expectation today. Right. Let's try to move forward. Mm-hmm. Let's try to kill it. Right. My expectation for me is to make sure that it's an option for you to bring in the groceries. It's an option for you to do any yard work outside. It's an option for you to make up the bed. It's an option for you to take out the trash. Oh, that's nice. I want that always to be... Because the bed don't be made up sometimes, so I can't tell it's an option. Yeah, it's funny. Or it's an option, or which is not option. I want it never to be that you ever have to pump your own gas. Mm. So that things that I put in my mind like, I don't ever want her to pump the gas. I don't ever want to take out the trash. I don't ever want her to cut the grass.
Is this new?
No, I've been thinking about this for a while.
How long?
I think for a minute, like...
Because when you went over the road, I sure enough was taking out that trash.
I think after I came back.
That's why I asked you the timeline.
Right, okay.
But you did show our my son.
Right.
Our son. Right. But my son, you know what I'm saying?
Your son / our son.
He said your son, y'all.
So, right. Expectations.
Yes.
And, and doing my part where I don't have to ask you to wash dishes, that I could just go in here, wash dishes. If you feel like doing, then do it. But that's the point people need to get to. Right. In your relationship or marriage.
And this is on top of your job. Your 9 to 9 5 job. Okay? Like
And it don't change if you work or you don't work.
Right.
Somebody be like, what might change? What if they don't work? Then still do your expectations. Because you want that same expectations on your spouse.
This is good.
You know what I'm saying? You want them to be like, I want you to clean, cook. I want you to take care of the kids, do this and do that. You put that off on your spouse, but then you like, man, I'm going to take some stuff off my list because this is getting kind of hard. I'm getting kind of tired and weak. But you don't look at your spouse like that.
You said tired and weak.
Right. You don't look at your spouse like that. Like, hey, yo, why she ain't get that done? Why he ain't do that? Why they... Like, it was plenty of time. Why you ain't get it done? You just sitting there watching TV? It's like, but then that's where you're arguing. Now you're arguing and fighting over it.
I understand that. And then you can't have expectations that everything is going to go well. You don't know if somebody going to have a sickness. They're going to become disabled. Right. I mean, come on. I mean, it's a lot of things that could happen that you don't think would happen. We never thought that I would fall ill at any time. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for you to have come in, or if you would have come in with the expectation, she's just going to be a stay-at-home wife and she'll do everything, cover everything in the household, and I won't have to do any of that. I'll just have to work and come home. Right. And that's just our agreement. That's our setup. And then I get ill and you still expecting me to, I'm bed bound at this point.
Exactly.
So it's just like having those high expectations and high standards
on your spouse.
I used to have high standards for myself that I didn't even meet. Right. And I used to put that off on you and the kids. Right. Y'all should be at this point where I wasn't even where I was supposed to be.